I've been working for TWFG for a little over 8 years, and I've worked in the industry 25 plus years. And my favorite part of the job is when I bring an agent in and I'm able to help them to get what they want. And part of that journey, when you're transitioning over from a captive to an independent, is learning all those markets. And it sounds good that you've got all these markets, and then you get there and it's like a deer in the headlights. And so, as our team comes to you and we're going to tell you, we teach you our technology, we teach you the carriers. I get calls, well, who'll write this or who'll write that, so part of the journey is you start out by helping feed them, and then we teach them to fish and teach them where to go to find that for themselves. And it is a journey because it's a big adjustment for them to learn that. It's our hardest job, actually, is to teach them to become independent. But the wonderful part, and I shared that a moment ago, was that, and Gordy said this, we are a family. And I've been on the independent side where I was truly independent, and I would go visit agents, and we had great relationships. But here, when you're part of this family, this is a family. I mean, I know my agents. They call me when they need me, or I've been through the traumas in their lives and the joys in their lives. And you just don't get that same thing if you're out there by yourself. And my personal joy is when I bring a captive over to the independent, hearing their voice at about 6 months, after they've gotten through what do I do next, and the fright is, I hear usually two things consistently, which makes my job a pleasure, is that, Judy, I wish I had done this 10 years ago, and I'm having fun again. The biggest challenge and fear from an agent making that change is the word change, is they want to jump, and they're frustrated because they have one company, their retention is low, they're sending more out the door than they're keeping, but at the same time, the thought of changing is traumatic for them. And so the biggest challenge, again, is learning all of the markets. I have fun stories where one of the agents we interviewed this morning said that he went back and thought he knew everything, very bright agent, and he sat at his desk all day looking at the monitor and not knowing what to do. So it's that fright and the change, I did it, or I'm cautious to do it, and when I do it, I'm still scared and that's what our job is, to help walk you through those moments of fear. And if I had to say anything to an agent wanting to make the choices, and I say it all the time, is I tell them what the agents have said that have gotten past the fear and made the choice, is that they have a passion for helping people, and I'm going to let you have fun having that passion again. Some of the things I hear when I'm talking to people and they're thinking about making the change from the captive to the independent is that, first of all, they all have a story, and so we listen to their story because that's important to hear people. And so the second thing is, in hearing their story, is to be able to address their concerns and their worries about making the big change. And the biggest step is sending that letter to terminate their agreement with their company, and we help them we have forms that they can fill out, and we advise them. We know a lot about those captive companies, and we advise them how to address it with their DMs and what to say. And then the next thing is when the steps to become an agent. So we hold their hands. We have 3 different steps. So step 1, and we tell them, it's going to be step 1, and this is all it's going to be, and then so it's baby steps. And then when they get to the last step, when we actually choose the carriers and get them ready for class, we advise them, we have them write a business plan. So we listen to what they want to do, and we try to select the carriers that are going to help them. So I would say it's to overcome their fear, is to advise them of the steps as they go, not just throw it all at them at one time, and we walk them through those steps, sometimes 2 and 3 times, because of again, that fear of change, and they're not really sure. They're so used to somebody telling them what to do on the captive side that when you actually you're real free with your advice, that they stumble and freeze. And sometimes I just say, okay, here's this form I want you to fill out. But this is what we're trying to, I'm not trying to tell you how you want to do it. This is just so that when you choose what you want to do, we have a path. And so it's just how you explain what they need to do. And that's really those steps that they have to walk through, because they're just used to being either dictated to or out there totally alone. I advise you to go and check out the competition, and because we know our competition, and I don't speak badly, they've all got a place. So why TWFG? Because as we talk through what you need, we're going to identify if we're the right model. It's not a forced sell. We really do want it to be the right choice for you. And so when you make that choice and you come over, there's no looking back, there's no regrets, because we've talked to people that have made those jumps, and they are, concerned and upset that they didn't make the right choice, and we never want that to happen. So TWFG wants you to have choices. It's not just the captive or exclusive model. We have an MGA. We have choices for people that are in transition. So it's really about a choice, and that's why TWFG. The other ones do not have those kind of choices. It's a forced sale, and then there's regret, and we don't want you to have regrets. What am I going to do for you is I'm going to be there. I've got your back, and you don't have a reason to ever regret your decisions, because you can call and we're going to answer your questions. That's what I'm going to do for you. I said I value my own success by your success, and if you're successful, I feel very passionate about my job and good. If you don't succeed, I take it very personally. So I'm going to be there to make sure you succeed.